Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about all of the fragrances that I wore last week. So I'm gonna jump right in. I don't have a ton, and the reason I don't have a ton is because everything performed so well. There were only a couple days that I would have been able to spray on something else, and then for some reason I didn't. I'm gonna start out with one that I've been getting a lot of questions about though. This is a Lattafa fragrance that I picked up about a month ago in a haul. And I've been getting a lot of requests to give a follow-up on it. This is a fragrance from Lattafa, and this is called Ekhtiari. This one, I love the bottle. I think the bottle is absolutely stunning. You can see it's still in its box, so this one didn't end up working out for me. This is a really, really beautiful, easy breezy, kind of perfumey, sweet floral. I really, really love the way that it smells in the bottle. Unfortunately, this is one of those perfumes that once it's on my skin chemistry does not play well with this one. It goes very hairspray on me because it's, I don't know, it's like a perfumey, kind of slightly musky floral, a little bit sweet. I love it because it smells a little bit old school, like something like a really classy floral from like the early 2000s. I love it. I love the way it smells out of the bottle. I was so sad that it didn't work for me because I love it. To people that that vintage isn't really part of their thinking, I don't think that this would smell vintage to just anybody. It smells like that to me because I love vintage. Anything that kind of reminds me of days gone by makes me super happy, and this one definitely does, but it doesn't smell vintage. It smells very, very modern, super easy, super classy. I really love it. It just didn't work on my skin at all. If you are somebody like me who some florals, some kind of fresh musky florals tend to go kind of hairspray on you, you might want to sample this first. If you're somebody that gets along with fragrances like that most of the time, I think you would really like this. It's beautiful. It's an easy reach. It's a safe blind buy for sure. It just didn't work on my skin, so yeah. The performance of this one was not great either for me, which was a good thing because I was glad that this one wore off rather quickly. I did spray something else on the day that I tested this because I was not gonna reapply this. It just didn't smell good on me. But yeah, I think I got maybe 3 or 4 hours out of it. It really didn't do well for me, which I was also very surprised. Now, it was not hot out the day I wore this, but it wasn't cold either. I wanna say it was like maybe about 65 degrees or so. So very middle of the road, temperate weather. I have a feeling this one would probably do better in warmer weather rather than cold weather. I won't be testing it again to find out because it just doesn't smell good on me. So yeah, that is Lattafa Ekhtiari. Really, really nice. I am keeping it in its box though because it will be finding a new home. Next, this past week we had a really yucky, cold, rainy day, and this is just what I was feeling that day. This is Mercedes Benz Club Black. This is technically a men's cologne, but it's totally unisex. In fact, I think it might lean even just a little bit feminine, but I love it. It's a beautiful, sweet, kind of caramely, vanilla fragrance. Nothing groundbreaking. It gets compared a lot to Guerlain's Spiritus du Bleu. I don't think it smells like Spiritus du Bleu. It's not woody enough to smell like that. This is just a really beautiful, kind of slightly boozy, rich, sweet vanilla. I love it. If you like vanillas, I think you would really like this one. I really like it. I don't get the best performance out of this. I can get about 4 hours before I can't smell it anymore, and I suspect others can't smell it anymore after that time either. It pretty much just completely disappears for me. So I did have to reapply this. But I don't mind though. I love this. This is one of my just kind of mindless, easy to reach for fragrances, especially when it's kind of a yucky day and you just want something kind of warm and cozy and comforting. I love it. It's a good one. Unfortunately, this one got really hyped up in the fragrance community, and so of course they raised the price on this one. So it is a little bit expensive, I think, for what it is. But if you can find a bottle on eBay or Mercari or something for a decent price, I would totally recommend it. I really, really enjoy this one. So this is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Okay, next, I was on a vanilla kick this last week. I was really into vanillas. I think because I just did a swap and I got a ton of vanillas in the swap, and so I've been wearing a lot of vanilla fragrances just in general, and it's kind of gotten me back on a vanilla kick. So I've been going through all my entire I haven't gone through my full bottles yet, but I've been going through all of my decants and samples, and I've got, it's overwhelming. I've got so much, but in that I found this oil in a box. This is an oil from Sweet Essentials, and it's called Amber White. And they sent this to me when I think it was the last time I did a huge, like $130 Sweet Essentials order. They sent me this one and another one called Melon Ball for free. And I am obsessed with this one. This is beautiful. It's not ambery, really. It's more of like a warm, slightly sweet, kind of skin musky vanilla. It's gorgeous. I've really never smelled another like amber white oil like this. I love it. I use this like a body oil though. I will spray this all over my entire body and use it like a body oil, like a base for a perfume, because sadly it just does not last very long. I could smell this for about 4 hours before this was completely gone. And you could just reapply it. But yeah, I would say about 4 hours you'll get out of this if you're using it like a body oil. It's amazing. I love this one so much. I had completely forgotten about it until I dug it out of a box, and yeah, it's so good. So that is Sweet Essentials Amber White. I layered over it. This is from Genre Parfums. This is called Mello Vanillo. I'll have on the screen what this is a clone of. I can never remember because it's a perfume it's a niche perfume that I've never smelled. So I'm not totally sure, but good golly, is this amazing. This is such a yummy, sweet, warm, roasty vanilla. I love it so much. It smells like brown sugar, like roasty brown sugar vanilla. It's warm, it's yummy, it's sweet, smells like something amazing to eat. It's so, so good. It is a vanilla though, and sadly vanillas just don't last on me very long. My skin eats them up like no other. So I was only able to smell this for maybe an hour or two after I sprayed it on. I did overspray it quite a bit, but still, vanillas just don't tend to last on me super long. But the combination with the amber white oil, I could smell the combination for about 4 hours, I guess. But I think that the perfume wore off after a couple hours, and I was mostly just smelling the amber white oil for the most part. But yeah, it was a really, really amazing, yummy combination. And I need to pick up a full bottle of the Mello Vanillo because I would just keep reapplying it. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll keep this little decant so I can refill this little decant and it can become a purse spray. And then I could just carry them both in my purse and just reapply whenever I needed to. I love them both. They're amazing. So anyways, that is Genre Parfums Mello Vanillo. Next, we had a couple of really nasty days last week, and it was another really nasty cold day. And I wore my Montale Ristretto Intense Cafe. This is a beautiful perfume. I loved it. I wore it because I'm going through all of my entire fragrance collection. I really want to be very honest with myself about everything in my collection and whether I love it and I'm gonna, continue to wear it for years and years, or if I'm just kind of over it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just kind of over the scent profile of Intense Cafe. Kind of like I'm over the scent profile of Baccarat Rouge 540. I feel kind of the same way about this. I'm just kind of exhausted by this scent profile. I love this perfume though. It smells amazing. It smells just like Intense Cafe, but this one's a little bit smoother and it's got a lot more coffee in it. So it's Intense Cafe with just a more intense coffee note and a little bit smoother, not quite as sharp smelling as Intense Cafe. Beautiful fragrance. I love it. I'm just kind of over it. So sadly, I am going to end up decluttering this. I just don't think that it's something that I'm gonna, wear for the next 10 years. It's beautiful, but yeah, I'm just kind of ready to move on to other things, other scent profiles, and beautiful rose and coffee fragrance. I'm just kind of over it. This is an absolute monster. You only need to apply this once and you will smell like this until you wash it off. I mean, it's nuclear. It's intense. And a lot of Montale fragrances are like that. Montale and Mancera are, in my opinion, they're just such good value for the money, because yes, they are a little bit pricey, but a lot of times you can find, I mean, shoot, I've seen bottles of Montale on Joma Shop for like less than $60. And oh my goodness, at that price, it's amazing, because these fragrances are such good quality and they perform so incredibly well. It's completely worth the price, even the full price, I think. This is what niche perfumery should be, in my opinion. And yeah, I really love it. But anyways, yeah, I enjoyed it while I wore it, but I was like, I'm just kind of bored by this scent profile and I'm just kind of over it. So anyways, that is Montale Paris Ristretto Intense Cafe. This is an extrait and it is an absolute monster. Okay, I've been really into my oils recently. I've been pulling out my oils probably more than spray perfumes. I pulled this one out recently. This came to me in a smelly mailbox from a beautiful subscriber. It came right around Christmas time. And this one, yeah, this is, to me, is more of like a warm weather fragrance. So I just pulled this one out recently. This is an oil perfumery clone of Flamenco from Ramon Monegal. I am obsessed with this perfume. I had a sample of Flamenco, like a sample of the actual perfume one time, and it is stunning. It's like a fresh berry fragrance. I think it's got some flowers in it. It's like a fresh berry floral. It's beautiful. Nothing groundbreaking. I would not pay for a bottle of the real Ramon Monegal perfume, because I think it's just way too overpriced for what it is. It's kind of similar to Philosophy Falling in Love, but it's not that berry heavy. It's not just a berry perfume, but it is a really beautiful berry, like floral berry. But again, nothing groundbreaking, nothing super, super special. It's so, so good. I love this one. It's so good. It's sweet, clean, floral berries. It's warm. It's so, so good. So I tried this one. I tested this one a little bit when I first got it. Not even a little bit. I gave it a full wear test when she first sent it. And it was like in the dead of the winter. And it did not last very long. This time though, it performed way better, and I'm wondering if it's because it's had some time to sit and macerate and kind of do its thing. And this time I got a good like 4 or 5 hours out of it, so it was not bad at all. Wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't nearly as bad as when I first got it. It probably helps that it was a little, well, not a little bit, a lot warmer out when I wore this as opposed to when I first tested it. I would say expect about 4 hours out of it. You're not going to get even that much time out of the real perfume. When I went through a whole sample of the actual real perfume and I fell in love with it, but I was like, I'm never going to pay that for a bottle of it. The real perfume didn't last nearly as long as this oil does. It's beautiful. I really, really love it. So anyways, that is the oil perfumery clone of Flamenco from Ramon Monegal. Okay, next I wore a Duo fragrance, and oh, you guys, I ordered this back when I did like a travel spray haul. And this is one of the only ones that I had never gotten around to testing. It's just been sitting with all my perfume and I'd completely forgotten about it. And I was going through all of my Duo travel sprays. I'm gonna do a follow-up video for you guys before I declutter some, because there definitely are a handful of them that I will be decluttering. This one I was like, well, I better test this so I know if I want to keep it or not. This one is amazing, you guys. I'm pretty sure that this is an original fragrance. I could be wrong. It could be a clone of something, but I'm pretty sure I remember this one being an original. I love this. It smells like a fresh fruit. It's like a fresh fruit, but it's got this really beautiful cleanliness to it. It's so good. This is nuclear too. I wore this one yesterday. I could smell this on me until I washed it off. So many of Dua's fragrances are just incredibly nuclear. This is one of them. Yeah, I smelled like this until I washed it off. It reminds me, when I was wearing it, the whole time I was wearing it, I was getting like Daisy Oh So Fresh vibes, but it's even fresher than Daisy Oh So Fresh. But I was getting kind of, I bet it smells like a flanker of Daisy, like one of the millions of flankers of Daisy. It probably smells something like one of them. But this will actually last. None of the Daisy flankers, none of the ones that I've tried or Daisy really last on me. But that's what it was kind of reminding me of, was some form of Marc Jacobs Daisy, but way, way, way better. I just love it. It smells so good. It's nuclear. It lasts forever. I will absolutely be keeping this, and then when I run out of this, I would totally consider buying a full bottle of it because it's really, really good. It's feminine, it's beautiful, super easy to reach for. I love it. I just love it. So anyways, that is Dua Her Shyness. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to tell you my husband loved this one. In fact, I sprayed it on and I was here for a little bit and then I left the house, and he texted me after I left the house to tell me that my perfume smelled nice. So yeah, that was a winner for him. Okay, I wore a couple of my new Esthero oils. The first one I wore was Bang Esthero. I was super excited to give this one a full wear test so I could kind of compare it to the Zara Musk, which it's the same kind of musk. It's an edible, yummy, kind of gourmand musk, but the Zara one has almond in it. I suspect though that you could maybe put on some kind of an almond perfume and layer this over it, and I think it would smell very, very similar to the Zara. This is like clean Egyptian musk or Egyptian white musk. So this is basically it smells like Esthero and smells like Bang mixed. Smells Like Esthero is a beautiful, clean, warm, like Egyptian white musk or Egyptian musk. And then Smells Like Bang is like a really light, soft kind of cotton candy fragrance. So mixed, you get this beautiful, light, soft, cotton candy, warm skin musk, clean. It's amazing. It lasts forever, and Smells Like Esthero, when I first got it, it was a lot lighter when I first got it than after a few months, and all my Esthero oils have been like that. These, after they sit for a couple months, holy cow, they start to really deepen up and get really, really rich, and they become nuclear. Smells Like Esthero is so nuclear now that when I wear that oil and I wash my clothes, because I use natural detergents that are only scented with like essential oils, and they don't have any fragrance. They certainly don't have any commercial fragrance, because you guys know I can't stand the smell of laundry detergent, like synthetic laundry detergent. My Esthero oil is so nuclear at this point that when I wear that oil and then I wash my like shirt that I wore, like the detergent can't get the smell of the Esthero oil out of my clothing. My clothes will come out of the wash still smelling like Smells Like Esthero oil. It's incredible. After a few washes, it will start to fade away, but yeah, it's crazy how strong that oil has gotten. And that's how this one will get too. This one is still super strong though. I was not able to apply anything else that day, and I smell like this all day, even into the next day. And it's amazing. I love it. I love this one so much. It's such a beautiful, fluffy cotton candy, warm, clean skin musk. It's amazing. So that is Bang Esthero. And then I wore Country Livin. I love this one. This is a beautiful, fresh, grassy, delicate, light spring, kind of clean floral. I'm obsessed with this. My husband really liked this one too. This is gonna be like one of my go-tos for spring and summer because I love it. I love it so much. I was in heaven the whole day. This one didn't last as long as this Smells Like Esthero, but again, I suspect that after this one sits for a couple months, it will probably become nuclear like every other one has that I have. Every single one of my Esthero oils are nuclear at this point, except maybe Heaven Scent because it's just by nature, it's a very delicate scent. But every other one is nuclear, and I have a feeling this one too. By the middle of summer, this one will probably be nuclear. And I cannot wait because I am obsessed with this oil. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. So I got about maybe 4 hours out of it before I had to reapply, and I did reapply because I wanted to smell like this all day, and I did, and I loved it. I was super happy. So that is Country Livin by Esthero. And then last but not least, I wore this one. This just came in a Smelly Meal package from Beautiful Larive. This is from Genre Parfums, and this is called SMS, or Sun, Moon, and Stars. It is a clone of a Tiziana Terenzi fragrance called I can't even remember the name, and I'll butcher it. I'll have it on the screen for you, but this is beautiful. This is rose and ylang ylang, and it's got some oud in it and some caramel and vanilla in the base, and I am obsessed with this fragrance. It smells amazing. I was afraid that when I saw that it had oud in it, I was afraid that the oud was gonna end up overtaking the entire fragrance, and it did not. It is the perfect amount of oud. It just gives it like this warm, delicate woodiness. It smells amazing on my skin. I love the way this one smells. You get the florals, but they're very kind of subdued. You get the sweetness from the caramel and the vanilla, and then this warm woodiness. It's gorgeous. This one is a very good performer. This one I got a good 7 hours out of or so. This is such a good one. This is one that to me is definitely full bottle worthy, and it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love this one. I loved this one way more than I had expected to. Again, I thought the oud, because oud can be a hit or miss for me. I like oud, I just don't, unless I'm looking to smell just like oud, I don't like it when oud takes over an entire fragrance, and that happens so often. It can be really, really disappointing, and I was really afraid that that was gonna happen with this one, and it did not. This is perfection. Such an amazing fragrance. So anyways, that is Genre Parfums SMS. And that is gonna be it, guys. Those are all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.